This morning, the growing mystery surrounding the death of an American influencer while she was vacationing in Tanzania with her fiancé.
We just want the truth. We just want to know what happened.
The parents of Ashlee Robinson, known on social media as Ashlee Jenae, speaking with ABC Philadelphia station WPVI after learning their daughter died at a luxury resort in Zanzibar.
On April 5th, 2026, a lifestyle influencer named Ashlee Jenae posted what would be her final Instagram photos of herself feeding a giraffe in Zanzibar, Tanzania. Rose petals spelling out "Happy Birthday, Ashlee" at her feet, her brand new fiancé beside her, and a caption that read, "Chapter 31, and I'm exactly where I need to be." 4 days later, she was found unconscious in her villa with a belt around her neck, and her fiancé, a 5-year-old crypto millionaire named Joe McCann, told authorities she did it to herself. The hospital report says the cause of death was cerebral hypoxia, resulting from strangulation and suffocation. There was an unexplained mark on her neck that didn't match his story. He waited 11 hours to call her family, and when he finally did, he told them she was stable. Her parents didn't find out she was dead from her fiancé. They found out from the hotel staff. Her father said that's devastating when your daughter is halfway around the world. And as of right now, Joe McCann is still in Tanzania. Police have his passport. He hasn't been charged. And her body is still there, waiting to come home. Let me take you through this properly because the timeline of this trip tells a story that gets worse with every single detail. Ashlee Jenae, real name Ashlee Robinson, 31 years old, originally from Portland, based in Miami, was a lifestyle influencer with over 100,000 followers on Instagram. Her whole brand was the soft life, luxury travel, fashion, date nights, living beautifully. She and Joe McCann had been together about a year and a half. He's a Miami-based crypto investor, founder of a firm called Asymmetric Financial, backed by major Silicon Valley names, including Mark Andreessen. He claimed 25+ years of experience between Wall Street and tech, over 100,000 followers on X. On paper, this man looked like exactly the kind of partner that fit the life Ashlee was building. And that's part of what makes this so disturbing, because the image was perfect right up until it wasn't. They flew to Zanzibar for her 31st birthday. On April 3rd or 4th, Joe proposed during a safari. Ashlee shared the video on Instagram. She was overjoyed. There was a lioness in the background. The ring was huge. On April 5th, her birthday, she posted the giraffe photos. She also posted another caption around the same time. "If this is a dream, no one wake me up." 2 posts from a woman who, by every account from every person who knew her, was the happiest she had ever been. And then something shifted, and it shifted fast. On April 8th, Ashlee called her mother, Yolanda Denise Endres, and told her that she and Joe had gotten into an argument and they'd been moved into separate rooms. But here's what tells you how bad it actually was, according to Zanzibar Police Commander Benedict Mapujira. Hotel staff had to physically intervene in their dispute.
According to the North Ongoya Regional Police Commander Benedict Mapujira, the couple had a falling out at the luxury resort Zuri Zanzibar, with hotel staff stepping in and separating them into different rooms. Situation escalated enough for staff to alert authorities, with concerns raised about Ashlee's well-being, prompting a report to the Nungwi police station.
The staff was concerned enough about Ashlee's safety that they filed a report at the Nungwi police station. And they didn't just move Joe to a different room, they moved him to a completely separate villa, a 10-minute walk away from Ashlee's building. That's not a standard noise complaint. That's a resort making a judgment call that these two people needed significant distance between them. And police later confirmed that the couple had been quarreling frequently from the time they checked in until that night.
So according to officials' report, they say on the evening of April 8th, a hotel guest came to them and said that there's a couple that has been arguing. So then staff went to the room to check on Joe and Ashlee, and that's when they decided to separate the two. Just to give you a clearer picture of this separation, according to their report, Joe was put in another villa that was about an 8 to 10 minute walk from Ashlee's room. And then officials say that Ashlee was found about 2 to 3 hours later from the time that they separated.
Not one fight, constant fighting throughout the entire trip. So somewhere between the proposal on April 3rd and that phone call on April 8th, something went very wrong. On April 9th, Ashlee was found unconscious in her villa. A hotel worker found her in a closet with a belt around her neck, according to CBS News.
They say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. and this is just kind of normal procedure to make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes, so to come back. But she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger. and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her.
And I need to point out that this contradicts what McCann initially told authorities. He claimed she herself on the door. 2 different locations, 2 different versions of how she was found. McCann says he went back to her villa with a hotel security guard, and that's when he discovered her. But the questions that raises are obvious. What time did he go back? Why did he go back in the middle of the night? And the key card data from the hotel, which police are looking at, can show exactly when McCann entered and left that room and whether anyone else accessed it. That data could change everything. Ashlee was rushed to a local hospital. She was pronounced dead on April 10th. The hospital report listed the cause of death as cerebral hypoxia from strangulation and suffocation.
They claim Joe waited nearly 11 hours to notify them about the incident, and even then allegedly downplayed it, telling them Ashlee was okay. Police say the couple had a domestic dispute on April 8th and were separated into different rooms by hotel staff. Joe later told authorities he found Ashlee the next day, claiming she herself on a door and was rushed to the hospital and died on April 10th. According to official documents, her cause of death is listed as cerebral hypoxia due to strangulation and suffocation.
That report also noted an unexplained mark on her neck that did not match McCann's account of what happened. And here's where the 11-hour gap comes in. McCann did not contact Ashlee's family for 11 hours after she was taken to the hospital. 11 hours.
We just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
Something had transpired, and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes.
And when he finally called, he told them she was stable, not critical, not in danger, stable. The family learned she was actually dead from the hotel staff, not from the man who was supposed to be her fiancé. Her father, Harry Robinson, said nobody wanted to talk to them, that they just wanted to know where she was and who she was with and that she was okay.
I don't think no one else is going to fight for it the way we will.
That fight continues tonight as the parents of Ashlee Robinson press for answers as to what happened to their daughter who was found dead in Tanzania. Today, the two spent the day in Washington, D.C., trying to get information from the embassy. They spoke with Action News yesterday, saying they were getting nowhere.
No one wants to talk to us. Like, just let us know what happened. That's the only thing we want to know is the truth.
There is nothing that's confirmed. We don't have anything from the police or law enforcement that states that there is a conclusion to anything. It's under investigation, and it's under investigation because it doesn't look right.
That's a father begging for basic information about his dead daughter from halfway around the world. And the man who was right there, who proposed to her 5 days earlier, gave them nothing for 11 hours and then lied about her condition when he finally did call. And I need people to understand what this family is going through right now because it goes beyond grief. Ashlee's parents traveled to Washington, D.C. on April 15th to go to the embassy trying to get information, and her father said no one would talk to them. They're planning to travel to Tanzania themselves. They launched a GoFundMe that's raised over $42,000, and that money is covering travel, funeral costs, and investigation expenses. And the reason people online are losing their minds about this is because Joe McCann is supposedly a crypto millionaire, a man backed by Andreessen Horowitz, a man who runs an investment management firm, and the family of his dead fiancé is crowdfunding to bring her body home. He's not paying. The family is paying for everything. That detail alone has turned public opinion into something I don't think McCann can come back from, regardless of what the investigation finds. Now, here's what McCann has been doing since Ashlee died. And this is the part that made the internet go from suspicious to furious. He was posting on X about crypto, about work, business as usual content while Ashlee was in the hospital and after she was pronounced dead. No public mourning, no acknowledgement, just business posts. And then his Instagram was wiped clean. Posts with Ashlee were deleted. His entire profile was emptied. And listen, people delete things after traumatic events for all kinds of reasons. I get that. But when you combine the wiped Instagram with the 11-hour silence and the crypto posts and the 2 different stories about how she was found and the hospital report that contradicts his version of events, the optics are catastrophic. And his X bio doesn't help. He has a quote from Iceberg Slim, a notorious pimp, that reads, "Only a fool trips on what's behind them." That was on his profile before any of this happened, but people noticed it immediately after, and it's become one of the most talked about details of this entire story. And then there's what people found when they went back through Ashlee's old posts. Screenshots started circulating of comments that followers had left on her Instagram months before the trip. One comment, posted about 5 months before her death from what people are saying, said, "He is going to harm you, get out." 5 months. Someone saw something, said something, and it didn't matter. People also went back through photos of Ashlee and McCann together and started pointing out his body language. There's a carousel post from what looks like a date night where fans say in one of the slides he's giving her a cold, angry stare. And look, I know you can read anything into a photograph if you're looking for it after the fact, but the volume of people who independently flagged the same image, the same expression, before any of this became a trending topic that's harder to dismiss. Ashlee's friends are not being quiet about this.
The details around her death are very suspicious. Her family, they released a statement earlier saying that they also believe that the details of her death are suspicious. I really do hope that they look into it, because it is hard to believe that a black woman would, themselves while on a birthday vacation.
Her friend, Savannah Britt, a PR executive, posted on X that they need justice for Ashlee, and that anyone who knew her knows she would never take her own life. That post went viral. Cardi B posted on X didn't name Ashlee directly, but said that girl did not off herself, and everyone connected the dots immediately. Ashlee's mother said her daughter had never done anything that would ever lead her to believe she would herself. Her sister Alyssa said that would have been extremely out of character, that Ashlee was beautiful inside and out, and all she could bring was life to everyone. The family's official statement said nothing about this loss feels real, that one moment she was celebrating love and life in truly Ashlee fashion, and the next she was gone. The investigation is still active. Police have McCann's passport. He cannot leave Tanzania.
In their latest statement, police in Tanzania said they are questioning her fiancé Joe McCann as a witness and are withholding his passport. They had previously told local media that he is not suspected of any wrongdoing. Zanzibar's police told the BBC that Robinson, known online as Ashlee Jenae, had attempted to take her own life when she was found unconscious in her hotel villa. Her family said in a statement that she was taken to hospital, where she later died. They later received confirmation from Zuri Zanzibar, the hotel where the couple was staying, that she had passed away.
He's being questioned as a witness, not as a suspect, and no formal charges have been filed. An autopsy was expected to be completed around April 16th, so those results could drop any day. The State Department is monitoring the case. The Zanzibar Tourism Ministry has asked the public to be patient, and the keycard data from the hotel is part of what investigators are looking at, which means there's a digital record of exactly who was in that room and when. I want to be clear about something because this matters as of right now. Joe McCann has not been charged with any crime. The investigation is ongoing and incomplete. A lot of what's circulating online is speculation, and some of it is unverified gossip that may or may not line up with what the evidence eventually shows. But what is not speculation is this. The hospital report says strangulation and suffocation. The hotel staff was concerned enough to file a police report and separate them by a 10-minute walk. He told authorities one thing about how she was found, and CBS News confirmed something different. He waited 11 hours to call her family and told them she was stable when she wasn't. His Instagram was wiped, and a woman who posted Chapter 31 and I'm exactly where I need to be on her birthday was dead 4 days later. Her father said they just want the truth. That's all anyone should want right now. Because Ashlee Jenae was 31 years old, she was somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's friend, and she deserved to come home from that trip. The least she deserves now is for every question to be answered and every piece of evidence to be examined before anyone decides what happened in that villa. And if the truth is what her family believes it is, then every hour that passes without accountability is an hour too long.